We have a table with over 2 million rows. If we inspect the table, we will see that all of the data within that table is anonymized. Here's how to anonymize your data. Before anonymizing your data, you have to understand a couple of things. These things are concat, elt, floor, rand, and substring index. Concat is used to combine or concatenate two or more strings into a single string. Elt returns the element at a specified index from a list of strings. Floor returns the longest number that is less than or equal to a given numeric value. Rand generates a random floating point number between 0 and 1. And finally, substring index extracts a substring from another string that is before or after a specified delimiter. Understanding this will prove vital in a second. Before updating your data, it is vital you understand a couple of things. First, we update data in relational databases by using the update query. The update query supports a couple of additional clauses, one of them being ignore. Ignore ignores all errors or warnings derived from the query. Next, we specify your table name, then set what we want to set, then the column name. And next, our magic begins. First, we specify elt, then we specify floor and rand. This is necessary because we have multiple values. We need to set the column value to, then +1, and then specify the three values we want to update. So the username column will be set to one of the three values we specify. Basically, your database will select a random value out of these three values, then set a specific column to one of those values. All usernames in your table will be set to one of those values. The second query is similar, just that it updates IP addresses. Here we tell our database to update the users table and set the IP column to. Then we use the elt and floor functions together with the random function to select a random number from those given, and then set the IP address to one of the three addresses specified. To set the IP address or the username to one of two addresses, you need to specify the number here. So if you specify a number 2, you set the column to one of the two addresses. Specify 4, and you need to specify 4 values here, and so on and so forth. So to update anything not involving email addresses, we use the elt, floor, and the rand functions in MySQL. Don't forget to multiply the rand function by the amount of values you have over here. Finally, we have email addresses, or really anything containing the @ sign. So to anonymize email addresses, you use the update query once again. You use it together with the ignore clause. You can skip it if you want, it's not necessary. You specify the table name from each users. You set the column from each email, and then the entire magic begins. You need to use concat, elt, floor, rand, and substring index. So concat is used to concatenate 2 or more strings into a single string. It is necessary for the entire function to complete. Elt returns the element at a specified index from a list of strings. This is necessary for the database to understand what you're doing. So we set the column to one of those values. Floor returns the largest number that is less than or equal to a given numeric value. Rand generates a random floating point number. So floor and rand are used together to select one of the values specified afterwards. And finally, we have substring index. We use substring index to extract a substring from another string. We use the substring index basically to extract an @ sign from all of the emails that are specified. And then we specify whether we want everything before or after the @ sign to be affected. So -1 will affect everything after the @ sign. So the way this update query works is we tell our database that we want to update data. We tell our database to ignore any errors that might arise. We say that we want to update the users table, the email column inside of that table. Then we say to our database that we want to combine 2 or more strings into a single string. Then return an element at a specified index from a list of strings. So return one element from 5 strings. Then we use the floor and rand functions, which return the largest number that is less than or equal to a given numeric value. Rand generates a random floating point number between 0 and 1. And finally, we say that we want to update everything before or after the eta sign, together with substring index. What substring index does is it extracts a substring from another string. So it extracts everything before or after an eta sign. And finally, your user table looks like this. Your usernames are absolutely random usernames that you specified. Your email addresses are one of the 5, 6, 7, 8, or no matter how many you specify. The IP addresses, once again, are absolutely random and anonymized. The same goes with passwords. You can see that no matter what page we jump in, we can see that the data is completely anonymized. There is no way that we can identify any one user. I hope that this tutorial proved to be educational and useful. Subscribe for more tutorials, and until next time.